Hello, everyone. This is Paulette, Ms. Music Jackson, coming your way with another episode of My Perspective. And yes, it has been a few months since I recorded the last episode of My Perspective. Just had to take a step back and deal with some personal stuff, life. And so, and I really wanted to think about the next subject matter. There was a couple of things that came up that I said I wanted to address or talk about from my perspective on before recording it. And so this time, what I had was originally going to do probably weeks and weeks and weeks ago, probably about a month or so ago, had to do with managers and management. But I'm going to broaden out a little bit. So I was watching an episode of Little House on the Prairie. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. But it was an episode where this African American boxer and his manager, and they were coming to Walnut Grove to do a fight event. But boxers take a lot, physically on, mentally you got to get yourself prepared, and physically you got to get in shape to get yourself ready for the fights. In this particular episode, they were coming to town, getting ready to do a fight, kind of scoping around, and the manager was kind of scoping around where it was going to be held and talking to different people and so on and so forth. And whatever you do when you put on any type of event, right? Whether it be the boxing event or anything else. But later on in the episode, because this boxer had taken so much on physically already, he was already having physical issues, health-wise, because of all the hits and all that. And Little House on the Prairie was a period show. So back then, they didn't have a lot of the amenities and stuff now that they do for boxers now, back then. And my point is that the manager, once the boxer's health started to go down more and more and more, to the point of exhaustion where he could not just physically fight, the townspeople took care of this boxer, nursed him back to health, said, hey, you got to rest. You can't fight. I know this is your livelihood. I know you got to eat. And the manager's whole demeanor through this thing was he was more concerned about, hey, shoot, I got this boxer that's down, Gary be down, he can't fight, but trying to push him to do another fight so he can get paid, so he can keep his pockets full off this boxer, not being concerned with this man's health. Yes, he's an athlete. Yes, he's a boxer and all that. And you guys are partnering up and blah, blah, blah. You're his manager or whatever. But they really didn't like each other. But it was business, right? But I was just so taken aback by the manager's whole mood and demeanor and things towards the boxer. He didn't care about him as a person, as a man. He didn't care about that his health was very weak from all this boxing he was doing. All he cared about was lining his pockets. Where am I going with this? Is that whether you're in the entertainment business, whether you are a sports figure, whether you are trying to partner or collaborate with someone else, whether it's a business manager, partner, overseer, whatever, I feel it's important that, one, you have real conversations with the person that you're bringing on into your area, to your brand, to your business, to your whatever that you're trying to collaborate, partner, have them manage, whatever the case may be. I think it's very important that conversations are had and understandings, that you have a strong understanding of each other and what your expectations are in any business situation. As entertainers, whether you're a singer, Again, whether you're boxing, whether you're singing, whether you're a musician, whether you're a producer, whether you're a writer, whatever. If you're going to bring somebody on to manage you and to manage your career or help manage your career in business to take you, take you up to levels, get you seen, exposed, and all that, there has to be a level of respect first, in my eyes, from my perspective. There has to be mutual respect for what each other can bring to the table. I'm a talent. I'm seeking a manager that's going to take care of the business part, to get me work, make sure things are in place, blah, blah, blah. Okay, right? Manager gets a percentage of whatever work they do, whatever you do, whatever, right? Okay. Whether you're a partnership, you guys go 60-40, 50-50, whatever it is. But multiple conversations need to be had to understand where each person is coming from, which each person is going to bring into the table, and what's going to be done, what's not going to be done, what's not going to be said or whatever. All that needs to be lined up. But in the midst of that, contracts being signed and so on and so forth, it's very important to have mutual respect and realize that that person that you're managing or partnering with or whatever is a human being, whether it's man or woman. Back to the episode that I was watching, what made me want to do this perspective. So once the boxer was bedridden and the townspeople started to come in, the doctors started to come in and say, hey, this man needs care. They weren't looking at the color of his skin. And all these people were white. Again, this is a period show, right? They didn't care about that. They cared about this man is sick, near death if he doesn't take care of himself. Nobody looked out for this man is my point. Nobody looked out for this boxer. All they cared about was the dollar bill, the next fight, the next prize money. That's what they cared about. Sorry about that. They didn't care about the man. And it was sad to me. It angered me because it happens in real life. It happens in real life with a lot of artists, speaking, entertainment wise. But it happens in any other areas of business where people just don't care about each other. They care about the dollar bill, the bottom line, right? We may have all experienced it. I know people may pretend to care just to get what you have. Information you can give that's going to be helpful to grow them, but forgetting about you along the way. It happens, right? I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's just, because it's not any of those things, not in my eyes. So, particularly for any type of artist that is seeking management, that's seeking partnership, that's seeking someone to help you manage your business or your affairs or your career, make sure it's somebody that, and I know it's hard, it may be hard to, you can't detect, but make sure it's somebody that's on your level, that's going to see your dreams, realize your dreams, and then respect it, and respect you as an individual. To care not only about your business and your brand, but you as a person, and vice versa. Because in the end, it may be business over here, but we're still people. We still have family, we still have friends, we still have stuff, personal stuff. And all that ties in to who we are. Just try your best not to let anybody, any situation, take advantage of the gift that you have, that you're sharing, that you choose to share with that person or the world or whatever. It's important to have mutual respect and caring about the individual, not just the business, not just the gift, not just your pockets, about the person. Because if they're not well, mentally, physically, or emotionally, or whatever, not be good to yourself, you're not going to be good for your managers, you're not going to be good for the people who are working with you or for you or whatever. And this manager, going back to the episode of Little House on the Prairie that I'm referring to, this manager, once he was no longer good for him, and could no longer fill his pockets, he left him, packed up his stuff and just left. And the boss was like, hey, what, you just gonna leave? He's like, you know what? I really never liked you anyway. It was a business situation though. But now I really see why I didn't really care for you, because you're just leaving me high and dry. Now that I'm no longer useful to you. You don't care about my health. You don't care that half my eye is shut. You don't care about, my blurred vision. You don't care about any of that. You're just walking out the door. I'm adding stuff to it, but that's basically what the scene was. Manager packed up his stuff. It's like, hey, you know what? You really can't, go anywhere or whatever. I gotta go see if I can do this and this and that. I still gotta eat. Cold, right? Reality. It's reality. That's how a lot of managers, partners, and all that think. When you are no longer useful, they move on. So it's just important, artists, especially artists. I'm not just talking to artists, especially artists of any type. When you're looking for representation of any kind or partnership with any kind, have a mutual understanding and respect of each other. Find someone that not only cares about the business and your brand and partnering or managing and want to see you do better and elevate you in your career, but cares about you as a person, as a whole. I think it would make it for a much better partnership or business relationship. And even personal. It happens in personal. When you're no longer useful to a person, they're gone. When you no longer look the same or whatever, or they don't think that you can bring any more to the table to them or elevate them and help them, they're gone. It's happened to me. I speak from experience. But I'm also sharing what my thoughts were after seeing that episode. And something I want to talk about from my perspective. When you are no longer useful to people, useful to people, they'll drop you in a heartbeat. And this happens a lot, unfortunately, in the industry. Not just talking about the entertainment industry, but it does happen a lot in the entertainment industry. We all know that. I'm not telling you anything new. But what I am saying is that for me personally, even though I know it's business and I know it's part of business and all that, it's still important to me that all of you out there who are aspiring artists, whether you're photographers, models, dancers, singers, songwriters, producers, whatever, and you are seeking representation, partnership, or whatever to help you elevate, motivate, push forward, and level up your career or your brand or whatever it is, because we all can't do it alone. We need some help with somebody that's better in areas that we may not be so great at, right? All right. I do it. I consult people that I may not know all the answers to, and I consult people that I know who are. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it has to be a mutual, again, I'm going to say it again, there has to be a mutual respect. And you don't care about me as a person, and all you're worried about is your pockets, I don't really need you in my camp. And some people may say I'm naive. Well, that's just the business. I'm so sick of hearing that. It doesn't have to be the status quo. The narrative can change. It should change. Because we're human beings first, right? Artist, business person, whatever. Second, we are people with blood running through our veins. With hearts, well, most of us are. We have feelings. Yeah, it's our passion. We love it. We grind, and yeah, sometimes we need help, but this has to be the right help. It has to be the right help. You can't have too many people just coming in and taking and not giving anything in return to you. It's got to change somewhere, right? So that episode of Little House on Prairie just made me think about that. Just the whole realm of it, not just, especially the entertainment industry, but not just the entertainment industry. So I'm talking to everyone who is in any type of business sense, who is seeking management or partnership or representation of any kind. Conversations need to be had and understandings need to be in place. Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's just my perspective, my take on management or managers or management or partnerships, if you will, and the thin line between respect. You know, give and take. You have to earn it. You have to earn the respect. But you know, don't let anybody take advantage of you. That's my bottom line. Don't let anybody take advantage of you. It's hard, yeah, we all have been there, but just fight for what's yours and fight to be respected and cared for. Care for yourselves first, always. Look out for yourselves, always. Don't always leave it 100% to someone else. Let me make that point. Don't leave it 100% to someone else. But if you're going to bring some people in, just have that mutual understanding and respect for each other. And not just the dollar bill, not just the bottom line. Yes, it's business, but we're people. All right, everyone, I'm not going to keep you. I am Paulette Ms. Music Jackson with another episode of My Perspective. I hope my hope is that you got something out of this and you share. The video will be on my YouTube page, Paulette J, and will be on my YouTube page. So you guys look at it there. I will be posting very shortly. So feel free to share, comment, please. Reach out to me with any thoughts that you have on this video and my other episodes of My Perspective. All right, everyone. I am going to say good night. It was good to be on here again doing My Perspective. Again, it had been a while since I did the last one. But I will be back very soon with another episode of My Perspective. I am Paulette Ms. Music Jackson, everyone. Take care, stay safe and healthy. Bye.